Sorry, next.
Sorry, next. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm Gwen.
I'm Krista. We're happy to be back together. And you're looking tan.
Am I?
Yeah.
Thank you. I spent the 4th of July weekend at home in
your
Charlotte, North Carolina. But yeah, I have not seen the beach yet this summer, but I'll get there. I'll get there eventually.
I'll send you pictures from Cabo.
Fine.
Which is why I'm not eating.
I get to Krista's house this week and we're back in our studio, in our home studio after a few weeks on the road for the summer fun. And yeah, we get back to Krista's house to meet up to record today. And she's got her green juice on the counter. And I'm thinking something doesn't look right here because I'd previously texted her during the day saying, am I picking up wine or do you have it? And she said, no, I have Whispering Angel, all good. So I'm like, okay, all good. And then I roll up and she's juicing. I'm like, no,
wine is juice.
Thank you.
It's fermented grapes. So
fine. But then my next logical question is, well, when was the last time you ate? And it is the evening. It's basically dinner time. And she's like, lunch yesterday.
Yeah.
So this is going to get interesting, y'all.
3 days. I always feel so good when I do it. Like I sleep great. You feel great. I can still work out.
So you do a full cleanser where it's juice only.
Juice only.
Like not even a healthy dinner.
No
protein, no nuts.
You can do juice to dinner, but no, I just go hardcore.
Yeah, I can't.
6 juices, lots of water. It's really amazing how you feel when you are just.
I mean, I like the idea of the
drinking.
whole cleanse. I just mentally, I'm not strong enough to not eat dinner. Like I can promise myself I can go all day and drink my juices.
Yeah.
But then I need to know I'm going to get a dinner.
Well, I'll do juice to dinner with you.
Okay.
Do you want?
If I plan a trip to Mexico, you're on.
Yes. Maybe you can join me on mine. Who knows?
Okay. Well, does that mean there's a spot open? How are things with the suit?
Maybe.
I see lots of baseball cards still on the table in the home front.
Yeah.
There's been, if you're not following along on the podcast, Krista and her husband are in a little bit of a civil war because he's having fun buying baseball cards and Krista doesn't understand why there's 60, 70, 80 transactions on their joint account.
Right.
Because I guess you get in these online bids. And so you don't know you've won it yet. And maybe you bid on the next one and the next one and the next one. The next thing you know, you may have won them all. So you now own a shit ton of baseball cards.
Yeah. And then you think in the pack one will be worth something. So you can sell it. So it's gambling.
It's sports related gambling, which technically if he has a sports podcast, I'm going to say, let's check with our CPA. I bet you could write it off.
Oh, that'd be great.
There you go.
I'll have to. I was emailing with them today about taxes that I haven't done yet.
Help me. What's the loophole on this? How are we going to get through? I have a great CPA. If anyone needs him, DM me and I'll send you his info.
He's wonderful.
He's very hard to communicate with.
He is, but you just got to be consistent.
Yeah, you got to, if you want it bad enough, you keep reaching out to him and he'll get you back. He'll finally reply. But I think that's what makes him so great is that I'm like, well, I mean, what do you expect out of an accountant or a CPA? Like, I don't expect him to be super social.
No, right.
I expect him to be like,
a response would be good.
That's true. We almost fired him at one point for one of our businesses because my husband was like, he won't answer us. Like, we're not getting an answer. How can we? What if he didn't file? What if? I'm like, it's fine. It's his signature on everything. We'll be fine. And then he finally responded and said, oh, yeah, I did your extension. I did this. I did that.
No problem. Oh, sorry. I didn't get back to you. Here you go. Yeah.
He's like, it's my busy season. Yeah. And I'm like, I swear to God, I want to kiss him on the mouth every time he does my taxes because I work for myself and have for X amount of years being, 1099 and W-2, starting an LLC, forming my own business. And then through my marriage, like we formed more businesses and just navigating all of that. And then not working for those big companies anymore. Like when I left kind of the corporate world and those big companies like CBS and Beasley, telling him like, okay, everyone pays me direct now. What do I do? Like, I don't have a 401k match. I don't have a form of retirement. We don't have this and that. And he would just be like such a guiding light. All right, let's hold this aside. Do you want to put it in account yourself? Do you trust yourself? Do you want us to put it in account? Yeah. And then let's address it at the end of the year or quarterly or however we need to. And then I am constantly fascinated with how it shakes out at the end of the year and what
don't say that too loud.
I know what I do or don't have to pay in taxes. I'm like, heck yeah, this is a good deal.
I'm holding my breath.
You'll be fine.
I know.
You'll be just fine.
Yeah, he does a good job. But yeah, if anybody needs a good accountant, he does it.
Yeah, he'll do accounting and act as a CPA. But I was saying that. Let me lead into this. Sorry, next. You kind of have your mind on what you think an accountant or a CPA is going to be like. I think you can paint with a broad brush and like be stereotypical of that. Well, we have a very exciting guest and actually guests plural, on today.
We have an audience.
Which I think is also going to break the mold, so to speak, on what you think like an orthodontist would be like, or what you think a traditional married couple would be like. We have some very entertaining friends coming on today that I'm excited to share with everybody. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
We're gonna learn about some weird stuff that we probably didn't know we wanted to learn more about, but we're going to learn about it.
I love it.
I know. I hope you flossed today. That's all I'm going to say.
I did.
I never floss.
I floss my... What?
Ever. Only when I go to the dentist. And the floss breaks on my teeth when I'm there. They're like, dang, your teeth are tight. And I'm like, that's maybe why I don't floss. I'm like, well, technically, I guess you don't need to, but don't say I ever said that.
Really?
Like, okay.
You got tight teeth?
Got tight teeth. And I really only, knock on wood, had a cavity when I was pregnant. So I think whatever I'm doing is working for me.
Okay. But you should do the water thing. We'll find out. We'll find out.
I switch toothbrushes a lot. Like 6 weeks max. Yeah. And I use a firm bristle brush, which a lot of people in the dental space don't like. I like medium to firm.
I didn't know that about you.
Yes.
You got some chompers.
And I brush my teeth like 3 to 4 times a day minimum.
Yeah.
Like twice in the morning, right when I wake up, before I leave the house. And then every time if I'm home and going to leave again, I brush my teeth before I go out the door.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't have receding gums?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe my bottom's on the inside. I don't know. We'll find out more later.
So I thought you'd compliment my tan. No? I got burned Sunday.
You did? I complimented your outfit when I pulled up. I said, oh, is this another Amazon dress? It's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go Amazon.
I like it.
But
my skirt's Amazon.
It's cute. You look cute too.
Thank you.
But I was on the lake Sunday, which you didn't think it was going to be a lake day with my family. We took the
you were
boat
at the lake
out
right by me. Oh,
and then the jet from you out. And we weren't going to be out there long because we had all the little kids and we thought it would get busy and crazy. So we didn't get out there till 11. And we're thinking we'll be out for an hour. So nobody put sunscreen on.
Yeah.
And I was on the jet ski from 11 to 3.
Oh boy.
Because we were teaching the kids to surf.
Yeah.
And oh my God.
You got fried.
The top of my ass, like my right here is all burnt red. And I don't burn. I normally just tan.
But yeah, you have a nice olive skin tone naturally. So I actually remember Sunday being overcast.
It was.
And there was a golf, like my family had a tea time scheduled. So I was going to take the kids to the pool while they played golf. And then we got like the storm warnings. So they canceled golf and we went and saw some movie I wanted to go see F1. And again, no one would listen to me and let me go see Brad Pitt.
I'll go with you.
So we saw... Oh, the new Jurassic World with Scarlett Johansson. She looks gorgeous in it, by the way. Her bone structure is phenomenal. I'd like to know what her regimen is. But it's good. I mean, it's Jurassic Park. It's exactly what you think it's going to be. You know? Not as scary as my childhood, like that scene in the Jeep where he's like, hey, little buddy, you look friendly. And then the thing opens its neck up and freaks you out.
Not as scary.
Not as scary.
Or you're just older.
Or I'm older and I'm on to their little tricks.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's good. Yeah.
But yeah, it was overcast. Sorry, next. It was overcast, but nobody put sunscreen on and you can get burned worse.
You can.
So yeah,
well, no, your tan looks great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Not my bikini tan. I'm like 3 different colors.
Gotta wear that sunblock.
Yeah.
Your dermatologist would be upset with you.
Yeah, very much so, I think.
Well, sorry, next, you were texting me some funny stuff the other day.
I was. So yeah, I was up in New York for 2 days. Colson got a part in a short film.
Fun.
Where he played the older brother. So we went up, they actually filmed in Connecticut, but we stayed in New York. We went to some shows. It was great. So we went and saw Wicked.
Oh, love it.
And the guy that plays Fiyero looked just like your husband.
Really?
Yeah. But like a younger, hotter version. And so I texted you this.
Skinnier.
I was like, Gwen. Because every time I would see him, I'm like, oh my God, he reminds me of Kent. I was like, Colson.
Could you love him or did you not like him?
No, I liked him.
Okay.
I liked him on that day.
Okay. Yeah, I liked him in the play.
But yeah, like his eyes, his hair. I was like, so then I text you, oh my God, we're at Wicked and Fiyero looks like a younger, hotter version of your husband. And then I was like, oh, was that rude?
No, wasn't rude to me at all. But I don't even remember who Fiyero is in the movie or in the play.
Fiyero's like the good looking prince that comes in. And Galinda like is all obsessed with him.
Yes. Okay. I remember. Okay. We're talking. Okay.
Did you watch Wicked?
I watched Wicked and I actually can't wait for part 2. That preview was on when I was just at the movies and that was exciting. Cause I was like, oh, part 2, but I'd rather just go to Broadway and see what happens. I just want to see the full.
Well, I've seen it 3 times, and I never remember the second act.
Okay, good.
Because you buy those double wines
that are huge.
that are $40 each, by the way.
Speaking of, Wicked 2, I guess that's what it's called, is coming to Blumenthal in October, I think. October, November.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get tickets, blumenthalarts.org.
That's the first one?
No, is it?
Yeah.
We're only doing the first one?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think when it's actually a stage production, it is the full. I think just for movie purposes, they've made it into 2 blockbuster movies.
Yeah. Well, you just can't drink as much wine the first act.
Okay, we'll try to stay intact.
My son was like, you don't remember the second part and what happens afterwards? I was like, I really didn't remember, because usually we've had dinner before and you've had drinks, and then you have a double, and then at intermission you get another double.
Right. And you're in New York, so you're walking, you're not driving, you're not worried about transportation.
Right.
You're like hailing a cab, being cool.
We took the train all the way in from Connecticut. It was really fun.
That is fun.
I mean, it wasn't a nice train.
Sure.
But it was
litter and like sketchy people, or
well, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was really fun.
Cool experience.
And his film was all up and down Connecticut on the coast. Like we were in New London, we were in New Haven, so it was really, we were on the train all day. And so I was like, I'm not getting back in a car and driving to Brooklyn.
No.
With the film crew. I was like, we're just going to ride it right in.
Ride the train.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I lived in Connecticut for 2 years of my life.
Oh my God, that's another place I never knew you lived.
My dad moved us around a lot. So yeah, born in Florida, then moved to New Jersey, then Connecticut, then Massachusetts, then North Carolina.
You're going to have to text me this.
I know.
I can't keep up.
I think that's why I'm so social and outgoing, because I did have to be the new kid and adapt to these new environments so often.
Yeah. Well, you can talk to anybody.
I think that's why.
Yeah.
Because I always had to make
They're like,
new
let's
friends.
see what she does here.
Oh, we burned that bridge in that town.
Yeah.
Let's start over somewhere else. No, it was always for a work opportunity for them, which I think helps with work ethic too, right?
Yeah.
Like go out and make what you can out of what you got, and let's make the most of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Well, okay. Connecticut's beautiful.
Connecticut?
Did I say it right?
It sounded like you put an extra K on there, but yeah. Connecticut.
That's because I've had 2 sips of wine and no food.
No food for a very, very long time. All right, sorry. Next, what else you got on your list that you want to check in with me about?
Well, I mean, should we bring our guests on? Oh, I wanted to really quick, though, talk about what we talked about on the last podcast, because I feel like when I listened to it, we didn't give it enough attention.
Okay, do tell. I have not listened to last week's episode yet. My bad.
Okay.
I know.
Well, when you
I'm
brought
in this awesome murder podcast thing right now. It's called Catch Him If You Can, but it's Ken, like Barbie and Ken.
Oh,
and it's kind of like a play on that Leonardo DiCaprio movie where he's the con artist.
Yeah.
And it's this guy named Ken who's like basically like the Tinder swindler.
Yeah.
But he's been going around California, Singapore, all these places, hundreds of thousands of dollars out of people for these like tech startups and Bitcoin and marrying women and girls falling in love with him in Switzerland. And it's been nuts. So I'm on episode 5. I'm locked in. So I do not have time for our podcast right now.
So you can't say that on air. But how you talked about running into your ex's ex, I feel like we just kind of breezed over that. So I know
I'm happy to talk about it more, but yeah. So my ex's ex kind of, okay. So yeah. So during my unfortunate separation in my marriage, that was not my choice, but we will go back and forth until the cows come home that, it was both of our causing, which we don't agree with, but anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was at a point where my husband and I were separated, and he was very openly dating anyone and everyone he could get his hands on. And then after a very long time, a longtime friend of mine, we had been meeting to fundraise a lot and like had really gotten this awesome friendship going. And then it became a little bit more than that. And it was awesome. And became a really, really special, important person to me that helped me get through the hardest time in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And we went on some amazing trips and we had some amazing experiences. Well, of course, my ride or dies know that I wouldn't have survived without them. But yeah, this was like a super special person in my life that I think God puts the right people in your path at the right time. And this was absolutely a person that helped me see the positive and see opportunity and grow and try to like be a good person every day, all the time. And it was like a beautiful situation to be in when you're like in rubble, right? Like I was in this awful situation I didn't want to be in. I felt like a failure. I didn't want my marriage to end, but I can't control other people, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, that relationship ends as I get to have an opportunity to have my marriage back in a healthy, honest good way, right? I only was going to go back to my marriage if it was going to be under the right circumstances, right? Which it was, and it is. And I'm so thankful for that we've grown and are in a good place. But so, yeah, I ended the relationship with this other person. And then now he's been set up by a mutual friend and is dating this other woman. And I saw her the other day. I got to meet her and I'm like, oh, hi. Yes. Okay.
Hello. Oh, you're Gwen. Yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
Well, she saw me. I don't know what she looks like. I only had heard her name because this mutual friend was like, oh, yeah, by the way, I set up, so-and-so with so-and-so. And I'm like, okay, with a friend of mine. Yeah, she's got kids. She's from the same area. And I was like, okay. And so then I'm at my daughter's like gymnastics recital, like for summer camp for the week. And I get basically like a tap on my shoulder. Are you Gwen? And I'm like, yeah. Which isn't that uncommon to happen to me sometimes, right? Like, so I'm like, yeah, I am. And this person's like, oh, I'm so-and-so's friend. And I just like, as I'm saying hello, shooting the breeze, it clicks to me like, oh, so-and-so, meaning she's now dating so-and-so.
Right.
I'm like, okay.
Oh, she didn't come out and say.
No, she said the mutual friend. She said name the lady friend.
Gotcha.
She said, I'm so-and-so's girlfriend. And I'm like, great, okay. And then
it was like, click, click.
It was like, click, click, mid-conversation. I'm like, she's cute. She had a cute outfit on. She's totally cute. I think she's great. And I only wish the best for him. Bless his heart. He got, the raw end of the deal, like thinking he's starting a relationship with someone amazing like me. And then I had to call it off. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Awkward.
That's interesting.
But I wish them the best. I don't know if they're still together. I'm trying not to like get in their business because it's none of my business, right? I'm trying to be a happily married woman over here.
Yeah, I don't want to be in anybody's business, but like your ex's ex and then your husband's exes, you keep having run-ins.
The world is too small sometimes. Like literally, I'm at, people slide into my DMs asking about red flags or asking about my husband this, my husband that. And I'm like, what? And then, I'm bumping into these women that are dating my husband. I'm bumping into their exes out in town, and they're coming up to me saying, oh yeah, my ex is sleeping with your ex, so maybe we should hang out. And I'm like, excuse me?
No.
The world is so trashy. Get me out of here.
Yeah, maybe you gotta come down to South Charlotte.
I don't know, I heard it's worse down here.
It probably is. Yeah,
but I was at this place where I've been told on multiple occasions that it is a little bit of like a cougar, not a cougar den, but like a singles hangout. And I'm like, all right. Well, I've been there many times married, and you never notice it when you walk in with that lens on.
Yeah.
But then when you walk in not with that lens on, you start seeing it differently. You're like, oh my God, there are a lot of single men here. Or, oh my God, there are a lot of people giving the eyes, checking the finger. People look for wedding rings when you're want to meet someone that's not married.
When you're, so single, ready to mingle.
Yes, single and ready to mingle. So if you're single and ready to mingle, let me know, and I can tell you the place to go meet somewhat sketchy guys. I don't know.
If you're looking for the sketchy guy.
If you're looking for the quick hookup, I know the place to go.
Oh my God.
Or maybe it turns into relationships. Yeah, it's at the lake.
Okay.
Maybe it turns into relationships. I don't know.
Yeah. Possibly.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of people meet their significant others at bars and restaurants.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? If you don't work together, how else do you meet? I mean, I guess apps now.
Yeah.
That was not the apps were not pleasant for my brief experience there.
Yeah.
I set up like fake accounts to try to see if my husband was really on there and what his accounts look like.
Yes.
So I wasn't actually trying to be dating guys on dating apps.
Did you have a fake picture up?
No, it was really me. I'd use like different names and stuff.
So like, hi, it's Gwen. Like people don't know your face.
My name was Sam. I was Sam.
Oh my God.
But then, so then he even sent it to me once. He goes, good for you. I'm glad you're finally getting out there because God knows you need to get laid. And I'm like, you're such an asshole.
I remember when he told you that.
To stalk you.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what you're doing.
I'm trying to see what you're doing. This is awful.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's coming up next.
I know.
Dr. Allen.
We have a lot coming up with Dr. Allen and his wife, Shawna.
Yes.
And more to tell. So stay with us.
Yeah. Sorry. Next. And we're back.
We are back. Yay.
Hello.
I want to take a second to introduce our guests because these are longtime friends that I now get to work with as well. Well, I guess I'm your customer. We can get into that, but longtime friends that I want to tell the story about how I got to know them too. But first and foremost, Dr. Marc Allen and his wife, Shawna Allen from Allen Orthodontics in Huntersville. Big shout out to my town and my family practice.
Hi, welcome. Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. So this is fun because Dr. Allen was kind of one of the first people to say, wait, you're doing something. This is cool. This is cool. And he, just during 3 kids in the orthodontics age, I get to see them a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And he'd always be like, what's going on with you? Be bopping, this, that, tell me the story. And so he was like one of the first people to say, I want to be a guest. Let us come on. We have fun. We have our own car ride home segment that the two of them do. And they work together, obviously live together. They ride together. They only have one car now. Like, this is a couple that is like,
I didn't know that.
yeah, as much as you are with
and you
your
still
husband,
like each other. We do. Yes.
Can't get enough of it.
That's right.
celebrating 20 years of marriage.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I actually got to know Shawna first during one of my non-competes leaving Ace and TJ. I stayed at Beasley Media because a lot of people don't know this, but when you're in a radio contract, if your contract ends, but everyone else is on the show doesn't, you guys don't get to stay together. So Ace and TJ had to leave CBS Radio, and which had become Beasley Media, but I had to stay because my contract was still with the parent company for another year or two. So I didn't get to go on the Grin Kids trip anymore and have that sort of charitable arm that I'm super into. And so I got an opportunity to work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and do the Wish Society, which at the time was Women Inspiring Strength and Hope. The acronym has now become more inclusive, and it's not just women, but it's We Inspire Strength and Hope or something. But anyway, at the time it was just women, and it was a group of like-minded women that wanted to raise enough money to grant a wish for a child, and the average wish at the time was $6,000. So they came to me and said, would you be an MC? Do you want to fundraise? And I was all over it. This is 2012-ish, I think. And Shawna was one of my top fundraisers, or not mine, but one of the top fundraisers the first year, I think.
Yeah, they asked me, Marc and I have been part of Make-A-Wish for 10 years before that. And it was dear to my heart. I'm a mom. I was a stay-at-home mom. I just volunteered with Make-A-Wish whenever I could. And so that was the very first year they asked me that they'd started the Wish program, and they asked me as one of the inaugural women to be that. And that's how we met.
That's right.
She's got a wand that she uses on me every now and then.
Grandmother run.
Yeah.
We got fairy godmother wands as sort of our trophy for being fundraisers, which was super cool. They did a knockout job with this.
So I feel like when you guys came in that we had met before, but was it at the luncheon
Probably.
or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, I feel like I've met them.
Yeah, so the radio station would have gotten
a dating app.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Except for my name is different. Same picture.
Well, speaking of tans too, Dr. Allen has entered the chat with the best tan in the room.
He does. He's got a good tan.
Yeah, you
going
just
on.
got back from the beach, but you're tan year round.
I have a lot of colors in me.
Okay.
Yeah, I see no color. I feel I check every box.
You do. You hold a great tan year round. Do you get to the beach that often?
No.
Okay. Fake it till you make it.
No, I don't get in tanning beds.
Okay.
If I do, it's probably maybe once every 6 to 8 weeks for a little serotonin boost.
Ah, I love it.
Yeah, my secret is peptides.
Really?
So I heard that recently about peptides. It's helps keep you tan, kind of.
Well,
Or
peptides can do a multitude of things. I mean, it's the whole body. It can be influenced by any peptide,
Yeah.
But there is a specific peptide to boost your natural body's ability to produce melanin. So it doesn't change what you are genetically geared to be,
right.
Or how dark you should ever be. It just maximizes what you are,
What your potential is.
your own personal potential.
I like that.
Okay.
So, Dr. Allen, give everyone a little background on kind of not only your dental, DNA, but kind of what makes you you.
I'm crazy.
That's a loaded question, by the way.
But I knew he'd hit it out of the park by just saying, I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I'm this, I'm that. I mean, it's more than just he's an orthodontist at the top of his field. He's an innovator. He's creative. I mean, I'll say it for you if you want, but I don't want to get it wrong. But
Well, I think I'm similar to you in that I had 7 hometowns before 9th grade. And so I could talk to anybody. And nothing really scares me about a room full of people. Now, individuals within the room will scare me.
Yeah.
But the room itself is exciting for me because it's potentially to meet a good human, and I have a hard time seeing good humans. So when I find one, I hold on to them.
Yeah.
But, 7 hometowns and being the middle child, oldest boy, in a Southern family, was always a little bit stressful. But as a result, I became a people pleaser. I'm an INFJ.
certified. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm INFJ, which means that I'm going to win every time, but I'm going to take everybody with me.
Okay.
I'm not going to win alone, but I will win. So jump on.
Yeah.
I
You
like
want to
that
hook
theory.
your
Okay.
wagon to mine.
Yeah. So it's kind of a I kind of feel a little lonely every now and then, just because it is it's a task for me to succeed.
Right.
I don't want to get picked last for kickball ever again.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
that was an experience in first grade that rotted my soul.
Sure.
Yeah.
Along with my girlfriend that was 6'2" at the time. So so there's a lot of things that form people, but I feel like mine are really psychological based and help me be a better man every day, because I don't want to go backwards.
Absolutely. And I love that your mentality of that is always to strive and be better. And I mean, just even bringing my kids into the office for the various stages of like orthodontic work. He's like, all right, I invented this. I didn't get the patent for it, but this is the thing I came up with. And he's just like, you're just like, wow, all the time. You're like, okay. And his energy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how it's one orthodontist in the office. It's just Dr. Allen, which a lot of time there's, many dentists or orthodontists in a practice. Yeah. It's just Dr. Allen. And then he has like 4 chairs. So they're kind of like ready on 2, ready on 3, wires on 4. And I'm just like watching him like a ping pong ball, like go back and forth. And he's so like always so fit and in shape and has energy. I'm like, well, this is how.
Yes, exactly.
My first 10 years, joined a practice, and this guy was really busy. And on day 5, he says, okay, you're going to stay in this practice, and I'm going to go to this practice. We had two buildings. And so on day 5 of being out of residency and seeing 30 people, the professor treated most of it. I saw 110 people a day. So 110 people a day on my day 5 of being an orthodontist. And I had never been in an orthodontic office before, except my own. I had never had braces. I had no idea what they did every day.
Oh my gosh.
But it was like 110 patients a day. And we did things really different than orthodontists did then and don't do now. And that is, we took every single patient and we mounted on this little machine that opens and closes like the face, and studied all these different angles and all this stuff about the face and how it works with the teeth. And it took at least 30-40 minutes per patient when you're diagnosing. So for the first 10 years I was up till 11 o'clock at night just working.
Yes, he was
working. Now we have the most data of anybody in the world,
right,
of faces and how teeth and bodies work. But
all right there in your brain.
Yeah.
His brain too. He took x-rays of our kids' faces, and he'd be like, oh wow, this is gonna be Caroline, my middle. He'd be like, this is gonna be the mouth of the South right here. She's got a lot going on in here. And then our son Brentley, he was like, he's not ready yet. He has too much growing to do still. Like, he can get all of that info.
Yeah.
Just from looking at x-rays too, to know, like, because I'm like, well, why do my younger kids have braces on now before my son? And he's like, because everybody's different. That's not the right thing to do for him. And I'm just like, okay. All right. He knows.
I'll go out on a limb and I'll say that the majority of adult retreatment is based on inappropriate timing of the first time you had braces.
Okay. Wow.
So there's a right and a wrong for timing based on the facial structure.
Yeah.
And I trained sales door to door with Zig Ziglar back in the 90s. I mean, books door to door, knock on the door. Zig would say, just, you don't hear no. Mm-hmm. And so when a first patient comes into the office and they want to buy braces, last thing you're going to say from a Zig Ziglar standpoint is, okay,
right,
you're getting braces. Well, that's the antithesis to what parents should want. They need to be educated on what is appropriate for their child and their child's facial structure. And not one child is the same.
Yeah.
I mean, the faces are all so different and the timing is also different, but there's so many reasons to justify the bread and butter of just slap them on.
Well, what made you love teeth? Like, what was it about the mouth? Is it the mouth that you love? What is it?
I didn't love teeth. I loved Legos.
Oh.
Legos were my thing. I still do Legos. We just built some Legos this past weekend.
Fun. Yeah. Legos are fun.
Yeah, but no, I never wanted to be a dentist. I didn't know what an orthodontist was, even when I was in high school, really.
Yeah.
Because I have a sister and a brother, but none of us had braces. I just didn't ever want to be fired from my job.
Yeah.
Really. I watched my dad get canned throughout my whole middle school and high school, and it was just debilitating to go from driving a Buick Electra to a Chevette, and then back to a Buick Electra and back to a Chevette. I was like, come on, there was hamburger helper this week, now we got filet mignon, now we're going back to hamburger helper. I figured I need a job where I got my name on the sign, and I decide when I go to work and decide when I go home.
Yep.
And that's the only reason I went into it.
And you guys are in a season of growth right now too at your practice, right? You've shut the doors on a building you've been in a long time, and you're remodeling to move to a different building that better suits your needs. And you've had your own practice now for Gosh, how many years?
25 years.
Wow.
I know. I feel like I just started. Shawna's like a rebirth for me all the time. You know, she keeps me young and sprite.
And now she's in the office with you. Like you mentioned being a stay-at-home mom, but you always had a dental degree, or what was that?
Yeah, that's how we met. I was an orthodontic assistant in Chicago, and we met at a meeting in Las Vegas.
Like a dental convention?
Yes, it was.
A bar.
A bar. We were at the House of Blues where
She was on the dance floor.
I was not. You
were. You were.
I found you first, let's be honest.
I
scoped him out.
She was that
and I
dirty
was like,
guy
I
at the
gotta
bar
meet
going,
him.
who is that guy?
And then when he really locked in on me, yes, I was on the dance floor. Yeah, we'll give him that. But it was love at first sight. But it took us a couple of months and years to make it all happen. But we did long distance for a while. But anyways, sorry. What is it? Sorry, next. So fast forward, we have children. And right before COVID hit, I wanted to do some fill-in work for orthodontic and general dentistry assisting. Because when people go on maternity leave or whatever, they need someone to just come in and help and know what they're doing. They don't have to train.
Yeah.
So I came back out of being in retirement motherhood for 15 years and immediately got offered jobs from 2 doctors that I was working with. And
I got jealous.
I was just going to say, how did that feel?
Totally.
Yeah.
You're like, you got to work for me if you're going to work for somebody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't want to work with her. I would never imagine in my wildest dreams I'd work with my wife.
Yeah.
It was not my goal ever. I was scared to death of it. I mean, how many dentists do you know that work with their wife that are still in love with them?
Right.
You know, I mean, it's a miserable situation because it's control C, right? And then you have all these women, you know, that stress. You know, it's riding the line of hell in a dental office as a guy.
It is a lot of women in there.
You know, I mean,
Oh,
it's intense. You bring in the hen, and everybody's going to be pecking. You know, so it was.
You bring the hen in.
It was not my goal.
Coming home to roost.
And so you know, I went from 25 women in the office working with me to like six now, all different levels in between. And I had a vacancy I couldn't fill. And I got tired of her being asked out by all these guys, you know. And scrubs. I was like, forget that mess. And said, come work. But I told my ladies at the office, you know, if it's up to you. If y'all don't want her here, if it makes you uneasy, if you think she's pompous, whatever it may be, you know, she's out.
Pompous.
Never.
Well, you know,
I'm not like
most
other
wives
doctors'
of doctors
wives.
in the office toot their horn. I mean, that's a generalization, but it's pretty doggone true.
Yeah.
And so she'd come, you know, she would have done that when we first met. Where's my husband? You know, she'd come in.
That's called immaturity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But she came in and everybody loved her right away. I mean, it was without a doubt a blessing. And so, yeah, it's been there ever since.
4.5 years.
But now you have to hear it too from all the other women. That like, he is so slow today. Does he not hear me calling braces on 4?
They're like, go get him. He'll listen to you. I'm like, no, he doesn't.
We do a good job of not really acting like married people. And you know, we've got a little more like touchy-feely.
Yeah, you're not like making out in the x-ray room.
Yeah, some patients don't even realize. They'll say something and they're like, oh, wait, you're his wife? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, my picture's on the wall there. But yes, I am. Yeah. But the ladies tell me that, you know, I don't treat them any differently.
Yeah.
You know, and he's the doctor. So there's no.
She's a worker bee.
There's no question who's the boss.
Right.
Because he's Dr. Allen. Yeah. So at work, he's Dr. Allen. I don't say baby, honey. I don't use those words. Very
I do dress her up in like little outfits on Thursday night, you know, and have her up say, Dr. Allen, I'm ready. Chair 2.
On date night.
Once Thursday night hits, you guys are free for a while, right? The dental hours are great in that industry, right?
It's whatever you want it to be.
True.
You know, we're busting out Fridays and Saturdays now. So and who would have dreamt that we would be on a Saturday? But you know, our kids are teenagers; they don't want to be around us on Friday night.
Right.
We don't want to recover with them on Saturday. You know. So,
you're like, might as well open for a few hours. Yeah.
And for people's work schedule, that's actually an awesome idea. I remember your office called me saying, "Hey, you know, can we get one of the girls in? We have an opening on whatever day." And I'm like, "Sure. What time?" And they said 7:30. I said, "In the morning
on Saturday?"
I was like, I was like, "Hell no!" But I think. You know, for a lot of other busy people, maybe they can't take the PTO to go run the kid to the appointment or like for some people that time slot would work. And not me, but for you guys, now you've switched your Monday to through Thursday while your office is in transition to Friday, Saturday, but you're thinking that schedule might work for you guys, huh?
It's pretty awesome right now.
It is, yeah.
Because you know, when you have time off from work during the business hours. You get so much done.
You do,
for
yeah.
25 years, I couldn't pee and I couldn't go to the bank.
Yeah.
You know? So when am I supposed to do those two things?
Yeah.
I can't hold it till Friday, right?
No.
Well, now, you can just bust everything out in the weekend, and there's not much ever going on Saturday,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't feel different either in the days. Like today, I'm like, wait, what's
you
today?
still know what the days are.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because your work days are your work days.
stressed.
Yeah.
Actually, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The best thing that ever happened to me when Shawna came to the office though was I lost the desire to drive.
And physically drive a car.
Well, I'm really fast and really good at driving. I've had a lot of state troopers tell me that I'm a really good driver.
Yeah.
It took them a while to catch up to me and stuff.
Yeah.
And with warning tickets to boot. But our marriage was crumbling every now and then when I got behind the wheel because she would tell me how to drive.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not a control freak, but I'm definitely type A. I'm like,
Yeah.
Don't tell me how to go.
Yeah, that's right.
So we were cruising down 74 one day to the dealership, I think, and she was just telling me, I'm trying to fast, and I pulled over the side of the road, and that was before we had a median. I was like, okay, fine. And I got out of the car and walked around and tapped on the window. Said, you're driving, and I didn't get back in. I haven't been back in since.
I drive everywhere.
It's been 6 years.
Wow. Well,
it's been the best
I
thing that
totally
ever
get
happened.
that because my husband is an crazy driver.
It
I
stresses
think.
you out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it stresses me
Yeah.
out. I'm like sitting there. I get car sick when he's driving. So do all of our kids.
Well, as a guy, you're not sitting there thinking to yourself, how can I make my wife miserable? You're just doing the guy thing. You're pedal to the metal and you're driving. You're not caring about anything that the wife is thinking. That's not the guy's goal. The goal for the guy is to get there efficiently and quickly and with style, right? It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And the wife is over there taking all this offense to it and getting sassy about it. And then he's like, just leave me alone.
Right. Yeah.
So if the guy would just get up off the driver's seat and sit shotgun, life would be way easier.
Yeah.
And it was so easy for me.
But being type A though, how are you letting go of control? Like,
because I have so much control over my media and my existence.
He's doing other things.
Yeah.
He's doing
Yeah.
emails.
I'm catnapping.
He uses every minute free he can.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'll tell my husband that sometimes. I'm like, you have so many emails to do. You have so many, you could be working. Why don't you let me drive? Like if we're on a road trip or going on vacation or even just anywhere. And he's like, no, you're right.
I don't even offer. I don't even offer.
We sold my car.
Yeah, we sold her car.
When I
down to one.
Well, no, we have a teenager, so now we have another car. But yeah.
We bought 4 Segways and kept 1 car.
Seriously.
It's awesome. Well, you live in that part of town too, where you guys can zip all around, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
You left the suburbs for the city life for a while.
You won't catch me back in the suburbs.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. How freeing is it? How fun does it feel? Like no landscaping, no yard work,
I
no.
love being a number.
Yeah.
When you show up in 9th grade and the only guy in the 9th grade with black eyeliner on, you want to be a number one day. Emo before emo was emo.
Yeah. And tell, like, if you're watching on YouTube, you can tell that Dr. Allen and Shawna both are in great shape. Tell us a little bit about kind of your workout mentality or kind of if you're a faster or your protein or what do you guys do?
Juicer.
Well, Shawna doesn't do anything.
No.
She's naturally
beautiful.
No, I do.
She just does what I tell her.
Yeah, he just has it on the counter and I just take it, whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nutrition's been my passion my whole life. Again, if you listen to your upbringing and the annoyance of people going on diets the whole time and accusing each other of being fat or lazy or all that kind of shit. I never want somebody to call me out. I want to be just me the whole time without any kind of thing hanging over me that's an obvious shortcoming. And then so it comes down to weight. That's my thing. So eating pizza, I feel guilty, but it's my favorite thing to eat on earth. But I love eating it, but I feel guilty.
Yeah.
Sitting in front of the TV for more than an hour, I feel really guilty. But I can sit on there for 4 hours. But just the guilt accumulates because I just don't want to be that slug. I don't want to be that guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we eat really healthy. And, snack for us, for me, is really chicken and fish and
Almonds.
hummus and just stuff like that. We don't. I get mad when the girls go buy real milk. I get mad. So
like Doritos and Cokes and
yeah. In between y'all's podcast, when I listen to that, I listen to functional health stuff.
Yeah.
So all the ultimate human, all that stuff is my passion.
Gary Brecken and
yeah. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, it's so interesting, right? Like especially how doctors have operated for so long and how you kind of now have to take your health into your own hands.
Well, the only thing in life that you can control is yourself. And when it comes down to be able to manipulate your body, then that's just the ultimate of control. It's a total high to be able to know when you're tuned and you're healthy. And healthy meant, you have your good heart rate, you have good blood pressure, all that stuff, but healthy extends down to your emotional health too. And when your emotional health and your physical health is tuned in, then you can manipulate yourself in different ways. You can take a pill, take an over-the-counter, nutraceutical, and you could feel its impact. If you're walking down the street at 300 pounds, 5'10", 300 pounds, you're not going to feel any pills because there's just too much reserve in there to absorb everything. So you're not going to feel it. And so it's a waste of money. But when you start to get your body tuned, that's when you start experimenting with how can I make myself superhuman within the normal range? Right? I don't want to be a superhero. I'd love it, but I don't want to kill I don't want to
love to fly.
Yeah, God, I've tried it before. I broke my heel bone off doing it. But anyway, so if you can take something and make it a part of your daily intake, then it's not a diet. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we never talk about dieting. We never talk about losing weight. We talk about trimming, right? We talk about
lock it up before the trip or something.
Yeah. I try to get, I have 2 teenage girls, and Shawna's my girl, and I try to keep them female healthy too. There's a lot of different things that females should do and not do, like fasting, for females, isn't a good thing for hormonal reasons. But you hear about all these women that are fasting. Like, are you really educated? Have you really looked at it for yourself? Or are you just listening to your neighbor tell you should be doing it?
Yeah. Right.
Your body is your temple, and it's the only thing you control. So master it. Don't let somebody tell you how.
Right.
Unless they're the top.
I tell people about the fasting thing that it was a natural state for me. And I genuinely just like to wait until I'm a little hungry. I don't want to eat because it's morning and you're quote unquote supposed to have breakfast in the morning. I want to wait till my body cues me a little bit.
Just being smart.
Yeah. So
fast.
Right. So I remember in high school though, they used to be like, well, when did you eat last night? I'm like, I don't know. We had dinner at 6. I'm like, it's 11 a.m. You have not eaten in entirely too long. I'm like, well, lunch is in a half hour. I'll be fine. And by the time we got to lunch, I was hungry because then your body starts to get in those rhythms too. But it was just natural. And that, this was 20 years ago. I think it's my high school reunion this year. So I'm like, that was before intermittent fasting was a fad or a thing, but it was just natural for me. And then working in morning radio, who could eat that early? And God forbid you'd have to go to the bathroom. So you couldn't during the hours of the show.
You had to dehydrate yourself.
Right. So then you wait until the show's over, and then it was only eggs. And I just am not an egg person. So you just wait until you get what you want, or you want what you can get. And it was never a diet or a plan. It was just like the natural state of things and the way it worked out.
Food has a way of making us be able to be productive. And if we don't have the energy, if we don't have the right things in our body, then we just can't speak appropriately. We can't walk appropriately. We can't do anything right. We can't process we can't critically think. So eating when we want to is sometimes can hold you back in a way though. Because if you nibble along the way, then you're giving your body good, and you're nibbling good, good things that are proven to be healthy, and right for you and your age and weight and such. Then you keep your body going without having to make any decisions to eat. It keeps generating, keeps going. So I'm a grazer. People say, oh, you should eat your biggest meal, blah blah blah. I'm not hungry in the morning. Well, I'm not hungry either, really, ever, because I eat so small all the time. I never don't eat. I eat nonstop.
You're eating nonstop, but just smaller portions.
He eats every hour.
Does he get hangry? Can you tell?
No, so I'm always eating.
Sometimes.
I'm a Boy Scout.
Usually
I am packed up with my Yeti with food for the day.
He's like a little chipmunk.
Yeah, I got 4 bottles of kombucha everywhere I go, and a little bag of chicken, and some granola, and whatever it is. I don't.
Do you pack your lunch?
Shawna packed my lunch.
Yes, we do.
I eat those salads.
I eat those little baby salads. That will fill me up for lunch. Yeah. But I've been going through menopause, and so I have that little pudge that
we're all battling it.
We're not dieting, but I'm just working harder because my hormones.
Things change. And it's like, what's happened?
Yes.
Right. It's not the same as it used to be, right? We used to be able to avoid carbs for a day and you'd notice yourself bounce back, right? And now it's not the same.
But because of my OCD husband, he's got my hormones under control.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I feel like I'm 20 again, don't I, honey?
Well, and you look great. So you look amazing.
Yeah, she does a lot. Yeah, she always does that. When you start to think about what you have to control in the future, you just got to look at the parent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You know, you look at the parents and see who the child most looks alike. Whoever the phenotypic expression is who you're going to be dealing with. So if your mom is a little chubbo, you're going to be a chubbo too, baby.
Right? Yeah, ladies, look at your in-laws or future in-laws hairline or something.
It's a guarantee, and you better start taking that finaster out early. You know, that's what most people don't accept what's coming down the pipe. They don't think it's not going to happen to them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just stupid human.
Prince Charles is a perfect example. Like Harry and Edward. I mean, they look exactly like him. Bless their hearts, in their early 30s, just bald and like not strong looking, like not powerful.
Get this. So when I was 30 years old, I was 26 years old. I was in dental school, right? Something like that.
Before me.
And I was stressing out, and I had long hair down to my shoulders, and it was all greased back like Pat Riley, right? And I thought I was a cool guy. It started like falling out on my first year of dental school, and I don't know. I never had lost hair before, but it was stuff in my brush, right?
Yeah.
And I started taking finasteride, and at like 20 something years old, and my mom's dad was bald as bald could be, and was bald. He was always complaining about being bald, my grandpa, and he was always, telling the story how early he lost his hair. And my grandmother was making fun about losing his hair, right? So I'm deathly afraid of being made fun of by my wife not having hair, right? Yeah. So I said, screw that, I'm taking finasteride. So I started taking it. I didn't have any negative outcomes from it. I've been on it since then. And here's the funny part. My mom told me 2 years ago she was adopted. I've been taking that damn finasteride for 25 years, 35 years for nothing. No fear at all. I have no fear at all, And I'm darker than anybody in the family.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
So I'm like, Mom, you owe me a bunch of money, baby.
Yeah.
A bunch of co-pays, right?
But wait, does that not unleash a whole other thing? Like, do you have any desire to find biological family members? Are you going to try to do ancestry before they shut it all down? Aren't they? Isn't there like a whole case where all that
reason
DNA?
Why they're shutting it down.
Yeah.
Big Brother's watching.
Yeah, her family.
She found it. Yeah. I wasn't cool with it. It really set me off.
Sure.
I'm really.
You were lied to like your whole life.
Totally. Yeah. And I'm really sensitive in a way that I'm going to invest a lot of time in understanding my past, so that I can know what to expect and know where I've been, know where I'm going. And I was really invested in her adopted family. And my grandpa, he hung the moon until that moment. He was my biggest hero. But he still is. But it's just not the same connection in your gut. Right?
Yeah.
And so it really pissed me off. And I told my parents that. I was like, this is bullshit. Why?
Because you all lied to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, what's wrong with you? This isn't about you. I'm like, wait a minute here.
What?
Interesting take.
Yeah. And that's the take they still take. And I think I have smart parents, but they've had their own bit of emotional challenges in life. And so maybe they don't see things like a objective human should see.
Right.
I'm going to pass judgment. I don't feel bad about it. Yeah. Their opinion sucks ass. My brother and sister, they don't really, they're not sensitive into that stuff. So it didn't bother them. And they're like, what's wrong with you, Mark? Why are you mad? I'm like, well, I'll get over it. But, the initial impression was like, golly, I've been taking finasteride for 30 years, 40 years.
But you got worried.
Over it. And are you still taking it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm on testosterone. I ain't gonna stop taking it now.
No.
Right. You're like, well, let's just see.
Now I'm dubbing my body. So there's other reasons why I could lose hair. Right. I'm just an average male.
I'm just gonna. Yeah.
But I wonder if you could take the road of like when you were driving and you said it so well to help us understand. You as the driver, you're not driving fast and erratically to annoy your wife. You're not thinking about your wife at all. You're thinking about the fastest way for you to get there. And I wonder if, just to play devil's advocate a little bit, if that's what your family was doing at the time, that it actually wasn't about you at all, that they were doing the best thing that they thought to blanket their own injury or sadness or situation. And they're like, nope, this is going to be our family now. And this is the dynamic we're selling. And this is what we're all believing in. And this is the way we're going to do it. And then they never had any reason to shake the story.
Well, that's a normal selfish human way of living, right?
Okay.
Right.
It's also a parental way of living. It's a selfish parental way, because when you assume the job of being a parent, it ain't you anymore.
Yeah.
It's you and them. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so your decisions, just like with getting married, it's not an I thing anymore. It's an us thing. And you're lucky if you get an I, and you shouldn't really want an I because you have so much us.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And if us wasn't that bad, then who cares about I?
Right.
I look better with us.
Right.
So, when mom and dad, did that, it was, I did feel like I should be the bigger person and say, mom, she's known her whole life, that she was adopted. And so, we lived, and so there are many opportunities. So I didn't have much remorse for, you owed this time. Right. I mean, I needed to be included in the decision because it's an us thing.
Right.
This is my grandfather that impacted me. I mean, my hero, what human says, my hero is the dad I didn't have, or the stepdad I never knew. You know what I mean? Because this doesn't work, right?
Well, because he loved you like you were blood anyway. I think is what for him. That's how he felt as a grandpa.
She did have a lot of problems in her life with her adopted brother, and adopted by them too, and all that stuff. But unbeknownst to me, but still, it should have been a little more sensitive to the moment. Just recently, I've gotten more interested in it. But
ironically, one of the family members is a dentist.
Oh, really?
How crazy is that?
Wow. Totally in your blood.
I know. That's what I told him.
Yeah, you do get that genetic marker, of
Ken's whole family has all these dental people in the family. They're all hygienists, dentists, orthodontists. Like they all have these crazy big teeth, as you are well aware of now, looking at my children's x-rays. But it's in there.
Well, just can't fix an overbite too early, on a big head, right?
On a big
an expansion.
Yeah.
Tell me about your expansion.
My expansion. I've gotten bigger.
Why you're different?
A bigger heart.
Well, I'm a functional orthodontist, so that means that we don't really straighten teeth to make them look pretty. We straighten teeth to make them work with the body and the face. And there's a complete difference. If the teeth are straight, they can be in the face and they can work in the face. They may not give back the feedback that you could if you were an ideal scenario. But then again, you wouldn't know what the ideal scenario is. So you learn to deal with your shortcoming of having straight teeth and a face that doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Right?
To back that up, like Dr. Allen would say to me, just bringing young children in at the advice of our dentist, they'd be like, all right, time for you guys to start seeing ortho. These teeth are coming in, or they're crooked, or they've lost enough baby teeth. And Dr. Allen would say, well, they need to do this and have like their tongue clipped or the lip where it connects to your gums clipped, and do these various things that he'll correct me on the technical terms. And I would say, why? Like, I'm like, tell my husband, I'm like, all right, well, this is what the orthodontist says we have to do before we can start being treated. And he's like, that's ridiculous. That's from a periodontist. Why would we have to go do that? And Dr. Allen would say, because it's going to help them breathe for the rest of their life. Do you want them to get sleep apnea and be 50 pounds overweight? Like these are all compounding things that will happen over the course of your life if you're not breathing correctly, if you're not developing your mouth correctly so that the air can get in there. And me as a communicator, I'm buying it left and right. I'm like, well, I completely get.
I got to breathe and talk.
Right. The way we communicate and the way we sleep, that's the natural healer is good sleep. So I'm in for it, but was his thing. It wasn't about straight teeth. It was about making the mouth as functionable as it's equipped, as it's designed to be. How do we reach that desired end result?
I think seeing the future in a face is really important. Like Scarlett Johansson said, she got great bones, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think she's hot too. But but if you look at her, she wasn't managed appropriately orthodontically, because everybody has asymmetry in their face.
Yep.
Asymmetry develops over time, after puberty, into puberty, from trauma, all kinds of things, genetic diseases, anything. But you can see asymmetry coming about the age of 4. And if you know it's coming, you know what to see, then you can make the face work in a way that creates facial balance and the muscular development. So you can expand the top jaw, you make it bigger on one side, bigger on the other side. You lift one side up. Anything a plane can do in the air, you can do with a set of teeth in the mouth.
Wow.
So you can do this, that, and that's really higher learned orthodontics, because it's a more expensive way of doing orthodontics. It's a more time consuming way of doing orthodontics, but it really allows you to be able to manage what is coming down the pipe. Now, and the key to success is being able to see what's coming down the pipe, and that can be done. We're working on an AI program right now to help consumers be able to put their face in and put their child's face in and see what's coming down the pipe. And
like if you do it my way, you look like this. If you don't do it my way, you might look like that.
It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee.
That's a great idea.
Especially when you start seeing, the parents. I mean, you don't fall from the tree. Just like you know where you're heading. Chubby mommy, chubby daughter, right? It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Overbite kid.
Overbite kid, overbite mom. Yeah. But when you see those things, you're like, well, how can I make myself better? Did my dad snore all night? Did my mom snore all night? How can I not be a snorer? I don't want to have a CPAP one day.
Yeah.
Well, in order to not have a CPAP one day, you have to start developing the upper airway at the age of like 5 years old. And so orthodontists are trained to see kids at 7. Well, you're a little late. You can still do it at 7. You can do it at 12. You can do it at 16. You can do it at 45. Right. Are the outcomes the same? No, but is the improvement better? Heck yeah.
Anytime.
I can make a 45-year-old non-sleeping mom of 3 sleep like a baby within 6 months. I mean, guaranteed.
Wow.
I mean, it's amazing, and it takes a lot of mechanics and a lot of planning, and it's definitely atypical orthodontics. But understanding craniofacial anomalies and how faces develop over time is really the key to success when it comes to being in the right place to give your kids the right outcome.
So, are you accepting new patients?
I'm always accepting. I love going to work. I'm with my hottie all day, and I got good people around me, and I really don't. Work seems like life to me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's your happy place too. Yeah.
It's for you guys. From our kids too. So
amen.
It's an escape from our kids, teenagers.
They're just teenagers.
Yeah.
So you have 2 daughters.
Yeah.
And they're 18 and
16.
Okay. And I didn't want either one of them.
You wanted no kids or only boys or
no kids?
I was a camp counselor, and and I didn't really enjoy being a big brother, and I didn't enjoy being a cousin, and I just wanted to be by myself, right? I didn't want anybody messing with my stuff. And then,
by the way, his daughter's right here.
I've seen a couple birds fly.
But I was married before for like 2 years, and I just didn't see my ex-wife being the mom that I thought would be a mom in my world. But when I met Shawna, she kept saying, "You can't do it. We have kids one day." I was like, "I don't know about all that." I work with kids all day, and I love being around kids. Sure. I mean, I'm a big fat kid myself. Fit kid myself. Fit 50, right? But she said, "Well, wouldn't it be fun to have a little you and a little me running around the house?" And I said, "Hell no."
That scares
me. Another me. I mean,
you got exactly
but
that.
One of me is enough.
We got exactly that. We got a Shawna, a little mini Shawna. We got a little me in the girl form, and all those great things that I thought that we had learned through our environmental experience is out the window.
Yep.
I'm a child psychologist trained, and the whole 50-50 nature nurture thing is total horse.
Really? What do you think?
It's all 90 genetic.
It's all.
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I used to give myself so much credit for so much stuff, and now I inherited it from a mom who doesn't know who her mom is.
Yeah.
We actually have become better parents, husbands and wives by seeing negative things in our children, and it's just shown us, wow, we really act like that. It's made us want to be a better person, that version of ourselves. And we tell our children, I know you want to be like me, especially my oldest. She wants to be like me. I'm like, you want to be the better version of me. I'm trying to, not all mom is good. We need to change some things, but I'm already who I am.
Yeah.
You need to be the better version of me.
Yeah.
And
we brainwash them that they're going to be new and improved versions of them.
Yeah. 2.0s.
Yeah. 2.0. Well, that's what I tell my kids sometimes too, when I'm frustrated. I'm like, there wasn't a manual, right? We weren't told what to do. So I'm sorry I didn't get this right. If I yelled or if I overreacted, or especially during COVID homeschooling, I was not pretty. It was not good. I never wanted to be a teacher. I never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and I was forced into being both.
×3.
And it stunk. I mean, these teachers, on Zoom, no one had done Zoom before. Other parents were not muting. They were walking by in their towels, or we could hear their conference calls, right? And then my teachers are saying, turn to page 585. And I have a kindergartner. She doesn't know what 585 is, right? I'm trying to do a radio show in the closet. It was not pleasant.
Put the towel over your head.
Right. I was slamming my hand on the counter, and I was like, this is not also the person I want to be. So yeah, we try to grow and evolve, and everyone tells me that my youngest is my mini me, and I'm like, I hope just the best parts.
Yeah,
just the best parts.
Well, you got to verbalize how you want it to be.
That's right. And so I do. We try that every day. I'm like, I always try to be better than I was yesterday. And when I do make a mistake, I will say those types of phrases that wasn't as good as I could have done that, and I'm sorry I reacted that way, but I want to be better. I don't always have the right answer. I don't always know the right thing to do, but I see that I didn't do that right.
Good for you.
But then I'm also our parents didn't do that. They'd be like, who cares that I beat you last night? Go to bed.
I know.
Look at the Twitch. Right.
Well, that's why our generation should be so much better. Well, mine,
Right.
I'm more than you, but that's why our age group, should be so much better because we didn't have all that.
Right.
Nobody talked to us.
No one said sorry. You think our parents ever said sorry to us?
heck
No.
Lord,
No.
no.
I say it all the time. I'm like, that wasn't the F-bomb you heard. I swear it wasn't. I gave my kids the birds and the bees conversation. I think they were probably 6 and 8, maybe. I didn't even, just because I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
I did it
No, I
wrong the
didn't
first
get it
time.
either.
Right?
I don't think I got it either.
Yeah.
I remember saying, I think that has something to do with a hair dryer. And my parents were like,
My kids pulled up a picture on the way down to the beach this past week. They said, "This is when Daddy did this birds and bees on this day in this room."
You
at this
remember
moment."
the day? Yeah.
Yeah.
His daughter shaking her head. Yes.
Room.
Yeah.
And I have no regrets.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was fantastic.
He didn't want it to have them hear it from someone else. He wanted to have them hear it the truth.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. And that's so important. So when my son did, and I know my husband had the talk with his older boys about the birds and the bees, but I remember when they had the whole sex ed at school, 4th grade or whatever it was.
7th grade, I think.
I don't know. I felt like it was
Not
young.
4th
It
grade.
was 4th or 5th.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was late.
Yeah, 7th grade, they're already doing stuff.
Oh,
Like,
no.
So,
All
but
right, maybe it was 4th or
but
5th.
what's funny is my husband was
You
the
were my
one
tall
that,
girlfriend.
was the one that picked him up from school that day. And he said, he asked me every question that you could think of. And he was like, okay, so when a guy,
boy.
goes,
Mhm.
does it come out of everywhere, your skin? Like he thought it was like sweat. And my husband's like, oh boy.
He's like, what
let me help
did
him
you
out."
learn in that
Yeah,
class? I need to see what
Yeah.
video you saw.
But I thought it was great that he felt comfortable asking the questions and,
He
like,
probably knew he couldn't ask you that. He's like, let me ask a neutral site.
yeah.
Our kids ask us those questions.
Yeah.
Like, we life coach all of our kids' friends.
Friends. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
They just have a lot of questions.
And are you guys the house to hang out? Does everyone want to be
Yes.
with you guys?
I have 3 other daughters.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have 4 girls that are there all the time.
And we have
That's my goal too. Is like because then I can watch them better.
Exactly.
Right.
And Izzy's home. Like my youngest is home. So I don't care who comes here as long as she's with us.
Yeah. Why do you think we have a pool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted our kids to be here, and that's what happened.
Yeah, this studio that we're in right now was at one point the bunk room. I have crashed in the bunk room from when all the overflow kids used to stay here.
Yes. We had bunk beds. We had, all the things. And there would be bodies everywhere.
And now they're in their mid 20s and they still live here.
I think one key way to connect with kids these days is like you said, when you humble yourself and you say you're sorry, or you speak frankly about something that is trying you and your life in front of the kids, they realize that you're human.
Yeah.
You don't have to act like a kid to relate to a kid.
Mhm.
You have to show pain like a kid is experiencing. So if you had a shitty day at work, say, God, my boss is just a terrible person, man. He told me to do this and this and that. I mean, open up to your kids. You're not going to tell them anything that's going to depress them. It at least is going to give them an appreciation of being able to drive to school in a Suburban, versus
Right.
Chevette.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you need to be more revealing to what your personal life is, and when you do that, they find comfort.
That was something I learned in this book I read called Scream Free Parenting, because that was something that my husband really came down on me about. Was like, I feel like you yell at the kids. I'm like, because you're not helping me. I'm doing it alone. But anyway, that's another story. But in part of Scream Free Parenting, it was, if your kid is complaining about like, are we there yet? How long is this car ride? Instead of being like, I know we're not there yet. God damn it. You can be like, you be relatable, right? Like, I know I'm so frustrated. We're still in the car too. Like, I know my back's killing me because I'm driving. Like, if we understand where they're coming from, then we're one with them, instead of us being the parent, them being the kid. Or they're like, my friend was mean to me, or my sister stole my toy. If you can be like, man, that really stinks when someone steals your toy. I hate that for you. If you can relate.
Stole my pen off my desk last week.
Uh-oh.
Right?
Right? I hate that. Yeah. So if you can become relatable instead of just trying to yell and over dramatize, if we're not having the temper tantrum, then there's no temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Transparency.
Yeah.
So sorry, next 20 years or 25 years?
You guys have been married?
Married? 20.
20. Okay. So
we dated for 3 years?
4.5.
4.5.
Okay.
4.5. That's a lot longer than you thought.
He was going through the divorce, so it took us a while.
It was a long just process.
Divorce.
Was it a controversial get together? Were you still happily married, or was your marriage
it was
over?
fresh? It was fresh.
It's just-
I was in therapy with my ex-wife when I met Shawna.
Like to try to work it out or to just cleanly break?
He's like, I have to go to therapy with my wife. I'm like, this is so fun.
This is great.
Yeah.
I was trying to work it out before I met Shawna.
Yeah.
And because I wasn't in a bad relationship, I was in just an emotionalness. You know, there was no hugging and kissing and stuff. You know, no sharing of information.
Much.
Yeah,
you need that. Like, some people are touchers and lovers and want that physical show of emotion too.
I think everybody is that. It's just, do they know they will benefit from it
or need it?
Do they have any exposure to what the positives of that are? You know, and that's where the world is that, you know, people don't get that exposure to how good a hug can be for somebody, so they start to resist them or say it's not important to them, you know, or act like it's not important to them, but they don't know how good the serotonin can be.
Right.
You know,
maybe that's what the suit needs. Maybe we all need to like touch him more.
Give him more hugs.
Like, hi.
He likes affection.
My sister-in-law like doesn't let go. She makes it be a 30-second hug, and she's like, "No, this is what you need."
Yeah.
Shawna's converted all of her girlfriends to being huggers.
Yeah.
She used to have a lot of cold friends. and but she would give them hugs, and they would sit there kind of annoyed, right? And it would make her mad, and they wouldn't really hug back. And so after about a year or so, I went to all of them. I said, you know, when Shawna hugs you, hug her back. Because you piss her off, you make her sad. She comes home like I could ask about it. And I kept tired of hearing about it.
Yeah.
So, you know, Allison, give her a freaking hug.
Yeah.
Right. Hug back.
And
hold on.
And they all reference that moment that changed their life to be huggers. Now they're all huggers.
Say I'm the best hugger. So if you see me, come give me a hug.
Yeah.
Only for a girl.
Now I need to give you a hug because I shook your hand when I met you.
I had just met you. I'll hug you later. Then,
okay.
Because I am a hugger. My patients especially.
If I get really jealous of your guys, so stay that way.
Yeah, back off. Yeah.
Okay, so dated, you got divorced, and then you guys
married,
like a Vegas wedding?
Engaged and married in 6 weeks. Nope. We got married in Anguilla.
We were going to take a trip, and the travel agent said, "This is a great place to get married." And I said, "Baby, you want to get married?" And we were right in front of a lady named Carol over at Man Travel. And Shawna said, "What?
Are you asking me to marry you right now?"
And Carol said, "Shawna, I think he just asked you to marry."
I'm like, "No. No, you're not asking me to marry you. This is not your proposal. No, I'm not marrying you."
Redo.
So like a day later, I didn't say anything about it. A day later, she says, "Were you really asking me to marry you?" Because, you know, she lost out. Right?
Yeah, I was like, "What? I've been dating this guy for 4.5 years. All I wanted to do is get married." And I say no to him. I'm like, okay, fine. Let's get married. He's like, nope.
Said no.
You said no.
Yeah.
And then it was my birthday in May. And our trip was planned in July, 4th of July. And it was my birthday, and he's like, "Call Carol and see if we can go a week early and get married." And it was a cancellation that day, and Carol booked our honeymoon.
We became citizens of Anguilla a week early, and then we stayed in Anguilla and got married.
And then he gave me my ring in Oak Island a week later. Yeah, and did an actual proposal.
I had to save some money.
Yeah.
But did family come? Did everyone join you on the trip, or a private wedding?
12 people, just family.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
So, yeah.
It was perfect.
It was perfect. Except, you know, we didn't have a good photographer.
Yeah, that's the only regret. You do a destination wedding, you have to have a great photographer.
Fly a photographer
no
with
photos.
you.
And a lot of modifier.
Of course, now, I mean, I couldn't imagine what weddings are now, because seeing how it's all about social media and the pictures and the photos. And
so what's the key? What's the key to marriage?
The key,
You know, it is. It's very simple. You don't marry your best friend. You marry who you're passionate for. You marry who you want to eat alive. If you marry your best friend, you got a best friend.
He becomes your best friend.
In times of stress for the guy, in times of stress, in times of, you know, when you're feeling less of a human, less of a man, what do you want? You want what a guy wants, right? Just like when you're driving a car, he's not worried about you. You know, he's not worried about himself. When stress hits the fan, I'm not worried about her. You know, I'm worried about me. And so I need guy stuff. I need to look at somebody and be attracted to them to get because why do you cheat? Because someone's hotter, because they're richer, because they're faster, right? Because they're more interesting. Well, why don't you put that energy into yourself, because you know that's what's going to happen if you go out and stay out after midnight, right? So you just don't go out and stay out after midnight without your spouse there with you, because it's never going to go well. It's a guarantee. It's not that you're a better human or worse human. It's like you're human. Yeah. And so you're going to eat the poison if you're there. And so, you know, I did not really appreciate Shawna. I had a mad passion for her, and I broke up with her every time I saw her. It was back in the U.S. Airways, flies. I'd fly her a different city every week, and I'd say, you're right for me. She was the antithesis to any woman I'd ever met. She was.
It gave me a diamond necklace. I'm breaking up with you. I'm not coming to see you next weekend. I'm like, whatever. I'll see you next weekend.
She wasn't who I expected myself to be with. I don't say this out of negativity, and she'll back me up here. But she was a real poor girl from Oklahoma with holes in her shoes and overweight by 40 pounds, and my ex-wife was a debutante polished, ideal, Southern belle, and so I left.
You thought you wanted the picture perfect,
and it was. It was perfect. It was. I mean, you should have seen the wedding. I mean, it was amazing. Everything about it was amazing. But there was just nothing. We had nothing, and I couldn't get her there, and therapy couldn't get us there, and so Shawna was like breath of fresh air, happy, jiggly, and
fat and happy,
man. And that's the only thing I wanted, was just somebody to be happy with and to be passionate with, and we just jiggled around the world, and it was fantastic. And we also put in the prenup that we had to have sex every Thursday night.
Only once a week is in the prenup.
Oh no,
that's not
guaranteed.
The point is that we had missed a Thursday in 25 years.
Well, now that we started working,
until last month. Right. But
now we changed it to different days.
And because intimacy is a key ingredient for marriage, because it's a boy to girl, right?
Right.
I mean, if you're a girl to girl and a boy to boy, I can't vouch for it. I mean, we have a lot of friends in that category, but I can't see what they see. But what I see in Shawna is that I want to have intimacy with her, and I don't want to have to ask for it, and I don't want to have to act like I'm anything other than me, and I don't want to think to myself, did this week mar my ability to get laid on Thursday? Right. Did I do something wrong? Well,
have you been preheating the oven?
That's right. Yeah.
Did I do enough?
It doesn't matter.
And now, rain or shine, COVID or diarrhea, you're doing it, baby.
It's a Thursday. Okay.
It's Thursday.
And our kids know it too. They're like, oh, it's mom and daddy's night.
Yeah.
It's date night.
We're leaving.
Yeah.
The door will be locked.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so, when you don't have that, when you know that it's a system,
then
all the other times become great, because it keeps the contact, but then also encourages you to have more fun together,
to make it great.
Because sure, in the first month of doing something like that, it would be systematic and arbitrary and weird, right?
Too functional.
But after about 3 times, the function goes away. And then it becomes theater
and
excited.
Right?
Excited. Yeah. You're like, oh,
that's right.
Like, oh,
that's exactly
Thursday.
right.
What's gonna happen?
I became a seamstress.
I told you I'm 20 again, right? He said he's got everything going. So it's more than Thursday now.
But you have to be creative with it. If that's the one day that it matters, then the creativity naturally comes into it without dysfunction.
And I think as a parent, raising children that know your parents are not necessarily like doing the deed, but like locking a door, I think can raise children that know what a healthy relationship can look like. And I think that is so important. I would babysit for kids where they'd be like, well, that's mommy's room and that's daddy's room. And I'm like, oh, this is not great.
Because
why do I know that?
They didn't have expansion early on.
Right.
Somebody's snoring too loud.
Right. And so I'm just like, oh no, and I remember as a kid, and sometimes my parents' door would be locked, and then we found out other things over the years, but we knew our parents loved each other in that intimate sense. And I think that's important too.
Yeah, I agree. And important your kids.
Because then they'll grow up wanting that healthy environment, that healthy, safe, consensual, where it's actual love.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then there's no diets. There's no change in your lifestyle, because you have to show up on Thursday. Yeah. So you let yourself go for a month, by eating pizza, all the time. Then your sexy's out the window, and
right.
Then you become that person. So,
but Shawna, does that put unnecessary? Or do you feel like that puts extra pressure on you in terms of when he said something like, oh, well, if you don't keep yourself up, a man might cheat? Like, do you ever feel like, oh God, if I'm not?
Hey, in this day and age, the woman cheats.
Yeah. Okay. No.
It's not me.
No. I'd like for a woman to try. He's wonderful. But a lot of people always say, my mother-in-law especially, she's like, there's no one that could handle him like you do. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but he's very energetic. He's very OCD. He's very Gemini. Thank you. My daughter just said he is a Gemini. So he has evil twin and good twin. And I'm a Taurus. And so
I think the conception though of men cheating and that men need a trophy wife or something is a misconception these days, because there are more men with more insecurity about their wife cheating on them than them wanting to see themselves with somebody. I mean, I don't fear myself cheating ever. I mean, it's not even a thought, you know. I fear me not being enough for her to be steered away. You know, if some guy comes up and says, hey, you know, you're waiting on your husband, you want to come to the Admirals Club and US Airways and hang out with him, and she says naturally, yeah, I'm thirsty, well, I'm gonna go. Well, what keeps her on edge, thinking, would I approve, would I be okay, would I be able to fly on the wall and it'd be okay if she's in the Admirals Club with some pilot drinking a drink just because she's thirsty and there was an opportunity
and a free drink, right?
Would she be proud of me? Would I be proud of her? You know,
right? So, would we be proud of each other? And I think a lot of times men get a little more in a traditional, men get a little more freedom because they're out playing golf or they're out at business meetings, and women are home stereotypically with the kids more.
Right.
So for so many of those years, women aren't in an environment where they could get picked up, where men are out a lot more in an environment where maybe they could stray. So that was my stereotypical thought, is that the man has more opportunity than the woman.
Well, right. And I
used to be.
I was a stay-at-home mom, so I was with the kids, and so he would have patients' moms, and I had the insecurity of a patient's mom hitting on him too much. Because look at him, he's hot, right? So, I mean,
but I have a controlled environment. The kids will tell you that Shawna gets hit on every day. In a grocery store right in front of them. I mean, and Auto Bell right in front. I mean, you know, it's like nonstop. It's like, what's going on here? You know? So, I mean, I can't go far.
We're just content with each other and not scared of cheating, and it's mature as well, you know.
Right.
And
well, but feeling
love.
comfortable with yourselves and knowing each other and knowing that you would make the right decision, even if you're in the airport having a drink with the pilot, that you're gonna just have a drink and it's okay because you're thirsty.
That was when I was 22, is what he's referring to. But
the idea of keeping yourself up, it's really not keeping yourself up to be in an ideal weight fighting class. Is to keep yourself up for the way that you met each other.
Yeah.
You know, when you're walking down in the mall and you see this lady and you're attracted to her, you know, whatever you see is what you kind of would like to see in 40 years.
Forever.
Right? Yeah.
So when I see the women in church with the bad curly perms and the blue eyeliner,
the husband's saying keep the current perm. Yeah, that's right.
Because she's doing it for him. She's holding on to what the woman he met.
That's
I love
not
that.
Control. That's keeping the love alive.
Yes, and it's her so that he wakes up to the same woman every day.
What
I get what you're
going
to.
Too many women get mad, you know, that you know, oh, you're not wearing that because your husband doesn't like it. Well, I mean, I'm not wearing, you know, a G-string because she doesn't like it. I mean, you know, it's just, you do things to make your daily life better. And that means changing one thing, whether it's an outfit or something else, because, you know, that's going to tickle the fancy of the thing that matters most to you, then why not?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's an easy fix, you know,
make each other happy.
Yeah. That's right. I wear what he thinks I look sexy, and I don't care about what other people think I
But she does have, you know, oh, this is girls' night outfit.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think. I'm wearing this.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear this maxi dress that I like to wear because you're not going to be around.
Right. I'll be with the girls, and this is what I like. Exactly. Right. I'm not on a date with you.
It's terrible. Don't wear that around me.
No. Okay. Bye, honey. Have a good night.
That's right.
Well, don't worry. You don't have to be with us tonight.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, you guys are so great. Well, thank you for being with us, and cheers to 20 plus more years.
Yes. And I want to have you guys on again. I feel like there's just so much we could talk about.
I told you.
Talk forever.
Yes.
I told you. Well, we have to wrap it up tonight because everyone likes to listen on their car ride and during their walks and stuff. So we appreciate everyone downloading and listening, and keep downloading, keep commenting, because I've seen the comments that I'm trying to chime back in and reply to you guys. So thank you all for being here.
Yes, it's been great. Thank you guys. Sorry next. And please come again.
Yes.
Marc Allen Ortho. Whoop, whoop.
Yes.
Right.
All right. Sorry next.
Bye.